Cause
I mean, you grumpy because of everything that went on. It's just the torture of
I'm
reporting.
just tired of dealing with racist pieces of crap.
Well,
it's always
we live in America.
in the way.
So I don't know what you would do.
They need to go back to the Caucasus Mountains.
Hold up. Hi. This would be. What the hell are we doing? We doing the savage room. We're in the savage room. Okay, all jokes aside, we're in the savage room. This is Soul Ties. Dun 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 dun. 2. And I got my partner with me, my partner in crime with me that needed bail money earlier. Get him, y'all. Get him.
Listen, we here to talk about connections, okay?
We gonna get there.
We gonna do that because everything else is irrelevant.
So what I want everybody to do right now is I want y'all to take some time out, and before we start this savage room, I want you to take 2 breaths in. Don't close your eyes. Just take 2 breaths in. And while you're taking those 2 breaths in, I want you to say, "This is Soul Ties."
And just so we could get it right for y'all.
You gonna make us do it, is you? I made them
No,
do it. Oh.
just so we could get it right for them, though. I'm gonna get me right fast, because ain't nobody finna be. Listen, I'm me. Don't nobody control me but me and God. That's it. So I'm just gonna pray. I pray right now. Father God, I send forgiveness to the ignorant ones. And I ask that you would send your wisdom, God. I know you said that any man lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all men freely and upbraideth not. I want you to give wisdom to those ignorant ones, oh God. I pray for their wisdom and their enlightenment in the mighty name of Christ Jesus. All right. Amen. Amen. Cut them ties. I hit them
Hey, Lucy did punch the baddie.
Listen.
And those notes, ready, y'all? Are you ready? Deep breath in. It's Soul Ties, y'all. Let's go. Shh.
Talking dreams, now schemes, grow strong, plant seeds. Hustle hard, no facade, we cream of the crop, take heed. Fight the odds, build squad, shine bright, break free. In the ring, hear the ding, it's our time, savage spree. Savage room flames, we slay in hard teams. Our hustle supreme, it's more than just dreams. Rise up, break seas, got the fire and ill means. In the savage room, we reign, no in-betweens. No fear, we steer, navigate rough seas. Mind sharp, play it smart, rule the streets with ease. Crowned in gold, feel the bold, we ignore the tease. Every step, feeling blessed, strength never cease. The savage room fears, we slay in our teams. Our hustle supreme, it's more than just dreams. Rise up, break seas, got the fire, means. In the savage room, we reign, no in-betweens. Dance to the rhythm beat of our own drum. Success in our prism, courage out strum. World made doubt, but we welcome the scum. Savage room queens, we rise from the slum. Legends in our veins, goals never derange. Savage in our grace, fierceness unchained. Crowns on heads, stories remain. In the savage room, our power reclaimed. The savage room flames, we slay in our teams. Our hustle supreme, it's more than just dreams. Rise up, break seas, got the fire in me.
Welcome to Soul Ties, the weaving of our souls. Picture a massive tapestry, stitched together with every touch, every word, every tear, every promise you've ever made. The tapestry holds our stories, our struggles, our lessons. But deep within it, it's designed. There's like something we don't always see. Soul ties. Soul ties are the unseen threads that connect us through love, through pain, through moments so deep they leave a mark. Some ties build us up. They pour into us, they protect us, they remind us of who we are. For others, chains. Chains made from manipulation, betrayal, wounds that never healed. Chains that drain us, that make us lose ourselves in someone else's mess. And here's the hard truth. Some of us are holding on to what's been breaking us. We're here today to face Are we here to face it? Are you sure you're here today to face it? You should be, because that's what we're here for today. We're here today to face it head on, to call these ties what they are, either lifelines or shackles. Stop confusing attachment with love and pain with loyalty. Because some of us, we've been dragging dead weight for way too long. Holding on to relationships that should have ended years ago. Pouring into people who never pour back. Bottomless pits, I call them. Staying in places where we shrink just to fit in. And we wonder why we feel tired, lost, and stuck.
Voice more from the very gutter. Through the cracked, rain gone sputter. Streets gritty, heart still flutter. Gold in the grime, found another. Scuff kicks, worn jeans, terrain rocky. Broken dreams like pieces of Atari. Pixelated visions, but we ain't sorry. Patch your life up, call it our story. Broken, now rise. Sky ain't the limit. Mended wings, we got no cynics. Broken, now rise. Stage your gimmicks. Life, vibrant, never timid. Time's hard.
Crown me on the throne, jewels heavy on these wrists.
Hello, and I'm here to tell you about a soul tie. A soul tie is more than just a lingering thought or a passing memory. It's a deep, unseen bond that ties your spirit to someone, something, or even a past version of yourself. These connections form through intense emotional, physical, or spiritual experiences, and while some are healthy, others become shackles that keep you trapped in cycles of pain, longing, and self-doubt. Romantic soul ties keep you reliving old love, hoping for a return that may never come. Toxic soul ties drain your energy, making you excuse harmful behavior or cling to people who no longer pour into you. Generational soul ties pass down patterns of trauma, fear, and struggle, keeping you bound to battles that aren't even yours to fight. Breaking free from a soul tie isn't just about time, it's about intention and action. First, recognize it for what it is, call it out, name it, and acknowledge how it has shaped you. Second, sever the connection, cut off access, whether that means blocking, deleting, or removing reminders that pull you back in. No halfway detachment, this is a full release. Third, replace and reclaim soul ties, leave gaps. And if you don't fill that space with self-love, healing, and purpose, you risk running back to what broke you. A soul tie is only as powerful as the energy you give it. Stop feeding your bondage and start feeding your freedom. Say it out loud. I take my power back and I release what no longer serves me. My soul belongs to me. Healing begins when you decide you are worthy of more. And queen, you always have been. Cut the cord, step into your power, and reclaim your soul. This is the Savage Room.
Crown me on the throne, jewels heavy on these wrists, royal aura dripping.
I was never meant to wear these chains, to carry the weight of endless pains. I'm not a shadow of what I was, not defined by your false love cause. No longer bounded by promises untrue, no longer lost in what I thought I knew. I'm not a prisoner of your deception. I am the queen of my own resurrection. I break free from the lies that kept me blind, from the twisted love that sought to blind. I release the wounds I didn't deserve. I reclaim my worth, my soul curved. No more pleading for what I should have been given. I'm not done with the pain that's been unforgiven. I choose my peace, my freedom, my rise, to love myself beyond your lies. You won't define me anymore. The storm I am, I can't ignore. Watch me walk, watch me fly, watch me run. I'm breaking free, and here's why. I am worthy of a love that's true, one that doesn't break, but makes me new. I am the fire that cannot be tamed, the woman who will never be the same. So I break free, no more chains holding me down, no more shadows, no more stains. I rise, I soar, I choose my fate, and I will never again wait. Welcome to Soul Ties 2. And we back. Connections. How many connections do we have? Oh, we got 4. We got 4. Physical connections. The deeps, the skin deep tie. Let's talk about it. Let's get this straight. Physical connection is easy. It's instant. It happens when chemistry ignites, when lust burns hotter than a summer day. It's those sparks you feel in the pit of your stomach when someone touches you, looks at you, makes you feel seen. But let's not confuse this with something more. Because the moment those chemicals wear off, you're left with nothing.
Nothing.
Why is it deceiving? Dopamine. Dopamine.
They say dopamine's for dopes.
And a toxin floods your brain, giving you the high of a false connection. You're feeling the rush, but you're not feeling them. It's your if I can speak, it's your body reacting, not your soul aligning. I'm still laughing at him earlier. But anyway, so
Hold on though. You said you're not really feeling them.
No.
It's your body reacting and not your soul aligning.
yes.
Okay, let's get it.
Why is it dangerous? Don't let him answer. I'm going to answer. When you mistake lust for love, wait, hold on. When you mistake lust for love, you're emotional investing in someone who's just looking for the next thrill. I'm boring him now.
No, but that's what they do. They get bored.
When that rush fades, so does their entrance. You're left with the painful truth they will never see you again as something that is worth something. Just a moment of indulging in nothing more. So let's give you the savage truth. Lust is not love. What I just say?
Lust is not love.
Proximity
Just ain't it.
is not intimacy.
The echo now. Y'all heard what she said. It ain't it. Proximity ain't it. It's not intimacy.
Just because someone's body has touched yours doesn't mean their soul is tied to yours forever. So why do we leave the physical connections all the time? Ooh, we heating up. They looking at TV saying, what the?
It does leave your soul all tied up sometimes, though.
Who's soul? Who you talking to?
Anybody who get touched.
The oh, excuse me.
See?
Excuse the grown folks, boys. Going on to number 2.
Number 2, emotional connection. The heart tie.
Oh, Lord.
Now we talking. The heart. See, when you give someone access to your vulnerability, you're not just sharing memories or feelings. You're offering them the keys to your inner world. This is where true bonds can form. But guess what? So can traps.
Exactly.
So why it's powerful. This is why it's powerful. Humans are wired to connect. We're made for connection. You know, that's why they get that saying from no man's an island unto himself. You can't do it by yourself. You need connection. You need interaction. Right? When someone truly gets you, it's intoxicating. You feel understood, valued, and seen. But it's a double-edged sword, y'all. Because not everyone who understands you has your best intentions in mind.
Say what?
Right. They understanding you for a reason, but it ain't to be good to you. So this is why it's dangerous. The deeper the emotional tie, the greater the risk. People can use your heart to manipulate you. They can twist your love into control. And you won't even realize it until you're caught all up in the web.
I wonder is that how people get caught up in DV? Good question, huh? But what's the savage truth?
Listen, the savage truth is, not everyone who understands you deserves a seat at your table.
Say it again, Chuck.
They just don't. Your table should be reserved for royalty, baby. Not everyone who understands you deserves a seat at your table.
One more time.
Listen, y'all get me sound about ready to preach up in here. Not everyone who understands you deserves a seat at your table, baby. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I gotta preach to these people. Listen, everybody who understands you don't deserve a seat at your table because they don't all got your best interest at heart. Right? Emotional closeness without boundaries is a receipt for disaster. Right? It's like, I said a receipt, it's a recipe. It's a recipe for disaster, y'all. Okay? Because, I mean, listen.
Oh, no, you're going to have a receipt. Trust me.
Yeah, but afterwards. I got a receipt. Listen, understanding this thing, right? The emotional closeness without boundaries. Yeah, emotional closeness, zero boundaries, put them together, disaster. So protect your heart like the crown that it is.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the mind tap. What's number 3? The mental connection. This is something that a lot of y'all don't understand. Now, at this point, I'm going to say, if you don't understand why we doing this like this, then you need to scroll back. I think it was March of last year. Maybe April of last year. You're going to see Soul Ties 1.
It was like the weather was just breaking or something.
Yeah, it was about
Yeah.
April. Yeah, it was
Okay.
about March, April. Somewhere around there last year. You're going to see Soul Ties 1. I want you to scroll back to that. But let's talk. Keep up with us. Let's get real now. You ready? Like we don't ever get real first. But let's get real. Sometimes the ties aren't even about love. Hear me out here. Sometimes the ties aren't even about love. They're about ideas, beliefs, and thoughts that sync up like perfect puzzle pieces. It's the late night conversations that make you feel seen, for your mind the rush of of intellectual chemistry that makes you feel alive. But this tie right here can leave you in shackles without you even realizing it. Now I'm gonna say this real quick. For those of y'all who say that y'all want a mental connection with someone, perhaps you need to stop hanging around people who have no mentality. I was trying not to say stupid. It worked out. Wait, this is Savage Room. I can have skills. Stop hanging out with them dumbass people. Sorry. Okay. Why is it so powerful? When someone aligns with your thoughts, challenges you, or stimulates your mind, it feels like a connection. You can bond over shared passions, ideals, and intellectual pursuits, and before you know it, you've formed a mental tie that feels deep. But what's the dangerous part of that? Mental manipulation is just as dangerous as emotional manipulation. If someone can control the way you think, they can control you. They can make you believe that truths over your own. They can shape your reality until you don't recognize your own mind anymore. I have a question. There are some people who grew up in a household, and it has nothing to do with these racism groups and everything that people have gotten caught into. Your kids go into gangs and you want to know how to get caught. Perhaps you have forgot about mental ties.
Sure.
So let me give you the savage truth. Just because someone can spark your conversation doesn't mean they deserve a place in your life. Stop giving people a seat at your damn table. A deep intellectual connection does not mean that they're your soulmates. Now I'm gonna say this, there's a lot of people that I can speak to and I can talk to and we can have a great conversation, but you are not on my mental level. I would never open that door up to many people for this reason right here. A strong-minded woman, a strong-minded man is always sought after by weak-minded individuals. Why? Why? Because they can make you believe their truths over your own. What's the last tie?
Wow.
Where we at?
So, the last tie, number 4, spiritual connection.
Ooh.
The actual soul tie.
Ooh.
Okay, so now we at the deepest level of connection, right? This is where all the magic happens. When two souls align so deeply that it feels like destiny. But let's be clear. Not all soul ties are divine. Some are traps. Some are actually chains. Now, why is that so powerful? Well, spiritual connections can feel faded. Like your very souls were designed to intertwine. You feel as if you've been knowing this person forever. That their presence is a gift. That together, y'all can change the whole world. It's electric. It's alive.
Oh, it's manipulated.
Haha.
And an illusion.
See, here's the thing. Before I go any further with that, let me just say this. I remember right when I had a few years, about 2018, I met these two cousins. Or you could say 3 cousins, actually. It was 2 females and one of them had a husband.
Okay.
All right. And when I was going through that thing with my ex, everything, they was the people that was just helping me. You know what I'm saying? In different ways that I needed it. And one of them Jersey Red. I don't know if I introduced you to her.
Mm.
So Jersey Red, she she met this dude Black, and Black was one of them smooth talking. I'm talking about he had the whole game tight, and he Mr.
He could talk his way into somebody's house.
All kind of stuff. That's what he did, and she was so, elated, and I'm like, yo, the man is mind screwing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to explain to her, you know what I'm saying, what he doing. I'm watching him do this, and I'm trying to explain to her, like, you got to pay attention, man. Listen, oh, I love it. Oh, he's mind screwing me. He mind screws me every night, and oh, it's so great. I just feel.
Really?
And I'm like, wait, are you hearing what you're saying? Like, are you listen? This thing will have you feeling like everything about it is right. Even though normally you'll look at somebody else in a situation and be like, yo, is you crazy?
But you can't see yours.
And that's what's so, that's why it's so dangerous, but let me tell you, listen, not every soul tie is meant to be. Some are born out of shared trauma. Both of y'all had the same kind of experience happen, and now y'all got intertwined, and this person's still toxic. You know what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to be like that. You confuse the bond born from pain with divine purpose.
There's a difference.
And you only do that because you don't know God.
There's a difference.
You feel trapped in a cycle of suffering, but the pain feels so familiar that you mistake it for love. You start looking for that pain. And when you don't see that pain, you think, listen, I'm still her friend, but she completely blocked me out for a while. Like, I was the bad guy. Like, I was
You're always bad.
the one who was, you know what I'm saying, the toxic one, and he was glorious. But from what I've been told, things didn't turn out the way I guess that it was envisioned to work out, and all the dreams that he was telling you, she had to actually wake up. So, like,
She got rid of the illusion?
yeah, but she was left with a package. So, I don't want to say all her business, even though they don't really know who I'm talking about. But still, that's
By
my
the way,
friend, and she had to go through that, and I had to watch it.
if you so happens to see this video, hi, how you doing? I'll be the baby whisperer. Anyway, the savage truth.
So the savage truth is, not every soul tie is divine. Some are trauma bonds in disguise. Some are chains you refuse to break because the pain feels like home.
Enter the magicians and illusions.
And that is
Ladies and gentlemen,
what it is.
we broke down the 4 soul ties. You don't have a clue what to come next. But I do. So all we gonna say is,
Crown me on the throne, jewels heavy on these wrists. Royal aura dripping, can't keep it off the list.
Breaking chains, breaking chains, breaking chains. Soul times 2. Let's get it, baby. So, what is the cost of holding on? Let's talk about the cost. Because holding on, it ain't free. Some of us are out here paying with our peace. We out here paying with our self-respect. We out here paying with our future, y'all. All because we're too afraid to let go. We tell ourselves, self, maybe they'll change. But they don't. We say, self, maybe this is what love's supposed to feel like. But love ain't supposed to feel like this. Love ain't supposed to hurt like that. So we say, self, maybe I need just to try harder. Maybe I just need to try harder. But if self got any sense, self telling you, you shouldn't have to fight to be valued. Look, let's be real. For real, all jokes aside. Some of us are more loyal to our suffering than we are to our healing. Some of us take more time. We spend more energy on our hurt, on our suffering, on living it over and over and over and over again than we do on manifesting our healing. In other words, then we spend more time on it, which means we value it more. We got more respect for our own suffering than we do on healing from that suffering. And that's what keeps us tied to that suffering. And that's what keeps that person tied to us. And that's what keeps us in chains and hell. I know what it's like to love someone who drains you, to pour out everything and still feel empty, to keep forgiving someone who ain't even sorry for real, to be so tangled in a toxic soul tie that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. But listen, what you tolerate, you accept. If they disrespect you and you stay, you accepted it. You accepted that disrespect. And listen, respect is to value. So what you just accepted was a devaluation. If they manipulate you and you let it slide, they keep coming back with the same more excuses and you keep opening the door. What you tolerate, you accept. What you tolerate, you accept. What you tolerate, you accept. Hope it got through. Some of us got thick skulls. It's not love. That's not love. That's not love. It's bondage. It's bondage when you keep accepting and tolerating. It's bondage when you keep accepting and tolerating the disrespect, the lies, the manipulation. It's bondage. It's bondage. Love sets you free. You know, all of y'all, listen, I know this is an old saying, but I believe it still be getting out there. You know how they say if you love something, let it go. Right? And if it's yours, it'll come back to you. If it's meant to be, it'll come back to you. Some of y'all need to ask yourselves right now, is this connection building me or breaking me? Am I growing or am I just getting better at surviving? If I had the courage to walk away, who could I become? See, I know letting go is scary. I know it feels like if you walk away, you lose something. A lot of us hate to lose. But what if staying is costing you more? See, listen. Staying could be you overpaying for something that you thought had worth, which in other words is a loss. I know a lot of us, we stay because we hate to lose, but we losing more by staying. Y'all get me? Because the cost of staying is more than you walking away. What if the version of you that's healthy, whole, at peace, is the one on the other side of fear? I'm just saying. This is me asking questions that's saying you might want to ask yourself these questions. You want to produce some type of deep thought in yourself about these issues. Might be time. It just might be now. Don't bite my head off. I'm just saying, it may be, perhaps, it's time to stop paying for a connection that's robbing you. Because love, real love, should never cost you yourself. Yeah, see, I don't tell y'all I'm going to pause for dramatic effect like Baby Whisperer do. I just pause and let y'all think about it. It's like when you read in Psalms and it says Selah. That means pause and think about it. Think about these questions. Ask them to yourself. Answer these questions honestly, and you'll find where you need to be. Some of y'all know what this is. This is breaking the chains, the soul ties too. You know that this is breaking the chains. You know this is breaking the chains. So get to it. Ask yourself these tough questions. Answer these tough questions honestly and break the chains. Break them quick, you hear me? Break them. Break the chains. Break the chains. Break the chains. Break the chains. Shh.
Hard, heavy moments weighed me down, can't deny. Walking through shadows, found no reason to try. Lost my way in a maze of doubt, dreams took flight. But fire comes from the ashes, baby, I'm taking back the night. Woke up feeling different, a regal new day. Tired bones, but my spirit knew how to play. Refused to stay silent, found my voice in the roar. World will hear my echo, stepping through that door. I was burned out, now I am stepping out in my power. Queen never falls, standing tall every hour. Flames couldn't break me, they forged my crown. Watch me grow, baby, I won't back down.
Yes, it's time for me. Here's the beauty and the brutality of soul ties. Now, let's start this off. You just seen our pledge. You just seen one of our kings. Actually, you just seen the lead king. And then you're gonna see them Skittles coming straight out my mouth. Now, if I look down, y'all know I got my handy dandy notebook. Ain't this cute? This one of our shirts. That's not the point. Y'all know I got my handy dandy notebook when I be looking down. This is off the cuff. The purpose of soul ties is for this to be off the cuff, straight in your face so you'll know what you know. And because we got Chuck out in the audience, y'all gonna see me look up and giggle. But that's only because he like intimidate me. Get him, y'all. So, how we gonna start off? I'm gonna apologize for telling you the truth, that you have been lying to yourself even when I told you the truth. That's how we gonna start this off. We started this off completely different. When you look at Soul Ties 1, I went into straight of the connections. I never explained the connections, breaking them down completely. I ran through all of them. I talked about the power of breaking the chains and breaking the connections. But in 2, I decided I'm gonna break this down completely, because in this day and age, we have a lot of people being tied up again by soul ties. Now, before we talk about breaking soul ties, we gotta talk about how they form. So I'm gonna try my best to take the teacher into the savage room, because I always had the Baby Whisperer, the queen, in the savage room. But what you're gonna realize is that I'm trying to explain that every bond is not built the same. And not every connection needs to last. And we got people around here letting you sit at their table only because they want to take something from you. It's not always physical. It's not always monetary value that means more in your life than your spiritual connection and your energy and yourself. Sometimes elevate us. I'm very much tongue-tied today. Some destroy us, and some, they're just nothing but wounds wearing human faces. Familiarity, toxicity, and undeniable fatality that comes just to hurt you. Every tie you ever formed has shaped you. The question is it making you better or breaking you down? A lot of y'all going through depression right now. A lot of y'all is going through situations that seem that won't come up. Some of y'all done just face situations that's from your children, your family, and you getting hit left and right, and you trying to figure out why did this situation keep coming back and forth, because you have a soul tie you have not broke yet. So let's break it down. The 4 levels of connection. Not all relationships hold the same weight. Some stay on the surface, some cut deep, and some wrap around your soul so tight it feels impossible to breathe without them. Just because the connection is strong doesn't mean it's good for you. There's a difference between divine connection and infatuation. We ain't got there yet. A physical connection. We talked about the skin deep tie. This is the easiest tie to make, the easiest to confuse with something more. It's built on attraction, shared experience, and physical intimacy. It feels powerful in the moment, but if there is no emotion or spiritual foundation, it fades just as fast. Some of y'all want to know why, oh my goodness, that boy can rock my world. And after 6 months, what else do we have? Y'all wondering why he came around you and he said you such a beautiful thing that he ever seen, and after 3 months, he bored to the next thing. I'm gonna pause with dramatic effect because, y'all gonna look at me and be like, it ain't like that. The physical attraction triggers dopamine. The chemical creates a false sense of connection. Do you actually have a connection with this person? You think it's deep, but it's really just about the body reacting. Now, your body reacts quite well. Somebody touched you, somebody around you, and when you have that physical connection to them, you automatically mistake it for an emotional investment that you should have in somebody in that moment. Physical connection is not a lifetime. It is not a lifetime. And lust is not love. Sometimes you are meant to be in somebody's life for a certain amount of time. And you are meant to give and receive and then move on. A lot of us are confusing physical connections with skin deep ties. Lust mistaken for love, you become emotionally invested in someone for the moment, and proximity is not intimacy. And just because someone laid with you doesn't mean they want to tie to you forever. Girls, I done told you in the first soul tie. I told you in the first soul tie, queens, that when a man lay down with you, it means more to you than him. And you looked at me and you said, she don't know what she talking about. I'm a girl. I don't know what I'm talking about. When a man lays down with you and they have a physical attraction and connection with you, the first thing that you feel is the seen and the wanted. However, I want you to ask yourself, what's the foreplay? See, old people used to say foreplay has something to do with, we trying to get up to this moment and rev your engines up. But I'm talking to you like this, straight up and down like this, because a lot of y'all are putting your bodies on the line, tying yourself to these men that only want you for a certain amount of time. And when they done using you, because as soon as you lay down and physically make a soul tie, which we talking about a skin deep tie with somebody, what happens is that depression, that unwantedness, that anxiousness that you feel all of a sudden come back is strengthening the other person. Because everything that he felt and you feel goes into you, because you have opened yourself up to another level. And then you done put yourself in position to take everybody else's trash. Again, everybody ain't got a seat at your table. Now, I ain't gonna say that we gonna run around here and there's be some circumstances that we just happen to get into, and then we meet somebody and stuff happen because we wanted to happen, and we walk away clean tie. You wanna know why? Even the residual comes back. But however, you wanna know why you can walk away clean tie? Because you don't open up your emotions. Which brings us to the heart tie. This is where we start getting real, the secrets, the fears, the dreams. We telling people what we want, what we deserve. And they take it and twist it into control. And you wondering, how are they going to be able to control me? I am too powerful for this. Humans are wired for connection. But when someone gets you to create a sense of belonging, sometimes y'all let y'all walls down when you're not supposed to. Boundaries. You just met him. It's been 2 months. He shouldn't be in your house if you got kids. You just met him. It's been 2 months. He shouldn't know as much as about your family and stuff as everybody else can find out on social media. Y'all gonna say, babe, but you're supposed to be learning people. You need to learn to have someone else open up to you as you open up to them. Everyone who understands you has good intentions is not correct. Emotional vulnerability without discernment is the setup for manipulation. Enter the magicians. A magician knows to show you the tricks that you want to see. Everything that you need, everything that you want, he gonna show you. An illusionist gonna come past you. He gonna ask you a question. He gonna be your friend. And all of a sudden, he the man that you want. But you know something ain't right. You got that physical attraction. You got that emotional attraction. But you ain't got no mind tie. Not everyone who understands you deserves a seat at your table. And if you don't understand emotional boundaries, if you don't understand that you got to operate in this world and have boundaries on yourself, your heart has to have a boundary. A lot of y'all gonna say, baby whisper, you sound bitter. No, I'm a woman scorned. I know what it means to have infidelity enter into a marriage. I know what a marriage means to fail. I know what it means to walk beside somebody and have enough mental capacity to carry the both of y'all. But mentally, he wants to have an illusion that he can have anything he wants. Therefore, you are never going to be good enough. And with all that said, I'm going to take it down to the deepest level so we can get ready to start. They have explained to you on and over again what a soul tie is. But I'm going to explain something about the trauma bond. There are some of you that have met people that has been through the same thing you have been through. There are some of you who have seen someone who has been through a similar situation. You have gotten to talk and, oh yeah, and you have an amen corner. An amen corner is not a hallelujah, which means it's not divine and you shouldn't be doing it. When you form a trauma bond with someone, there's a difference between advocating listening and forming a false trauma bond. Some of y'all got false trauma bonds. Therefore, you have monitoring spirits in your family, in your life right now, with your friends that you keep calling friends and they not. And what you can't understand is the toxic soul tie that has become a trauma bond is even more deadlier than the regular soul tie. Because your trauma you have not dealt with correctly. You are continuously going through the same thing, feeding the person who gave you the trauma. Therefore, when that friend comes in, they are not looking at what is good for you. They are feeding off of your trauma. Baby, what's impossible? Y'all talking about spiritual things. Hello, the name of this is soul tie. I'm going to tell you the signs of the toxicity. You mistake pain for passion. You think it's real because it hurts so much when they leave. Girl, if you don't sit your ass down. Boy, if you don't go find a video game to play. You keep telling me it hurts so much when they leave. Then why you so much miserable when they stay? You feel trapped instead of chosen. If you are in the vicinity of my voice, when whoever is watching this will say to you, if you feel trapped instead of chosen, that you are in a soul tie, and you are dating or with a magician or an illusionist. Therefore, you are their muse to drain all your potential, all of your insight, all of your dreams are getting poured into them, and they are giving you nothing but chaos back. You sound angry right now. I'm trying not to curse. But there's been so much happening today. And so many people just walking past and they saying, you know, Baby Whisper, I'm trying to ask you a question. And when I start talking, they look at me like, girl, what you talking about? You know, when they say you want to be alone and you say you happy being single, then all of a sudden there's a problem. You're not happy being single, you happy being whole. You see, when you be with another person, you shouldn't splice yourself in half. The identities that we losing in ourselves when we get in relationships let you know that you entering into soul ties and not relationships, because they are two different things. If you keep running back even when you know you're better, they apologize, they promise, deep down you know, they lying. Stop letting them curse you. Words mean everything. Spells are words. That's why we do spelling. I'm going to say it again. Spells are words. That's why we do spelling. Sometimes when people speak to you, they speaking deeply into the part where they can pull you. You ever had that person you broke up with and they know they'll just out of the blue text you just to piss you off, and you trying to figure out why they getting on my nerves, because they still got that tie on you, and you like, how I get rid of this tie? Are you feeling emptied and not empowered? Can you energize yourself without having anybody near you? Now, I'm going to say this to all people who have gotten to a relationship long-term one and found that person right when they got out, and that person does not know how to pour into you. There is called a false bottom. Y'all know what a false bottom is. So I'm going to tell you about a false pour. A false pour is when a person starts pouring into too much love, too much attention, too much touching, too much, too quick. It's called a false bottom. That person has an illusion or a secret that they trying to hold. And while they trying to hold, they done found what they need in you. And while they got it in you, they are going to keep opening up that false bottom and pulling on that soul tie, because you don't know how to get rid of it. Because you have manipulated yourself into thinking that you have a connection. I have a question. If the person that you with cannot empower you to empower yourself, then you are empty. If the person that you are with cannot turn around and do something unexpected, then you are empty. If the person that you are with are always going to tell you what they do and tell you how they have helped and never say how you have accomplished together, then you are empty. If you are walking around right now and you have gotten into a major fight with your significant other, and all of a sudden your significant other has chosen they were going to call on a certain homeboy or homegirl, have a whole conversation about what you just had an argument with, and never once defend you when they start talking, then you are empty. If you are the sound of my voice right now and you hear somebody that has cost you your peace and you trying to figure out that how do I get rid of this soul tie, you can't confuse chaos for passion and passion for lies and lies for a setback that they have put you in. Sometimes our setbacks come from us loving someone else to pull them out of their setback. We have set ourselves back because what we realize is we have not poured back into ourselves because they have cut our cup off from us. Some soul ties block your ability to up your game. Some connections are put in your life to pull you down, to keep you in a setback that you will never come to a comeback. You cannot manipulate. You cannot pray. You cannot get yourself into a tizzy and come to a comeback. A comeback is a journey well suited for a warrior. And if you can't stand up and get yourself out, you are never going to see it. Because manipulation can never be at the forefront of a comeback. But brutality and toxic can put a wall up while you getting to walk your journey. How do you break a soul tie? First question you need to say is, are you ready to tell yourself the truth? You see, soul ties are entwined with chaos. And in chaos, you have lies. And with lies, you always have the truth entangled in the lie. And in order for you to break a soul tie, you gotta tell the truth. Because all day long, truth can break a lie. You got to bring the light to the darkness. Your depression, your defeatedness, your anxiety, your hatred for yourself, you need to bring the light to it because somebody else's words have spelled it out to you. What have we allowed to be done? What have we tolerated? When are we going to begin letting go? See, letting go, we have a problem with letting go. Ooh, sister girl, we got a problem with letting go. Because every time we talk about letting go, you talking about who won. The only person that wins a war when you let go is the person who can rebuild and become bigger than what they were. We keep saying when we have a war, the person who wins have the war. The person who got the most army has the war. Really? Because some of these small countries are secretly rebuilding themselves. And they look a bit better than us. I want you to call out that lie and that's keeping you stuck in that story. What's holding you back? The belief that they can't change and the fear of being alone, you better tell yourself right now, I am alone for a moment. This is not forever. See, people die alone because they are so sick of fighting and moving and maneuvering and putting themselves up and putting themselves in walls. See, warriors know how to love. They just choose to kill first. Did you hear what I just said? A true warrior knows how to love, but they will kill when they need to. The fight in you is what you need. You have lost that fight because you were told you are weak. Every person that tells you that you are weak. Every person that tells you that you are weak. I want you to look at them. See the cracks.
Tell the truth. Where the mirror at? Hold it up to them. I want you to cut off their access. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. You cannot heal in the same place you were broken. Y'all gonna tell me I gotta talk to them just a little bit. I gotta open that door up just a little bit. If you don't set boundaries without guilt, you ain't never gonna break your soul ties. You're never gonna break. And if somebody take your no for a yes, I want you to hear me really, really clearly. If somebody take your no for a yes, they are intimidatingly behind your words, telling you you're not good enough to say no. I want you to get angry at yourself. Say it with me, Queen. What have you been looking at? Where that beautiful beast at? See, a lot of people run around here, and when you say no, they're going to tell you how you are dead wrong, selfish, and everything else. Sometimes you saying no, and you got to forgive yourself for staying in this position too long. But some of y'all was manipulated to get here. You were manipulated to get here. You have so much wanted the right thing. And for some reason, you have got caught up with the bullshit again. I'm going to tell you why. The challenge of breaking a soul tie comes with this. When you break one soul tie, there is going to be some illusionist or some magician walking around, or broken person walking around there and saying, ooh, a good person. They can help me heal. I want that from them too. I want this from them. I had to throw up in my mouth a little bit because it brought back some memories. And you saying, this was not like this when I got here. This was not. You want to know why you start seeing the cracks? Because the soul tie you finally brought to the light and you have broke. What happens is that new thing that you got into is attached to that soul tie. That new thing that you got into is attached to that soul tie. So everything you feel, everything you see, everything you know, you like, how the hell? Not again. It wasn't again. It was your weakness of wanting to see the truth and the ability to know that everybody ain't assholes that led you into this weakness. That you seen the good in somebody without seeing both. In order for you to break soul ties, you must see the weakness and you must see the good. If they do not level up, walk away. If you don't have the courage to let it go, I'm gonna give it to you right now. And the essence of this all, courage, comes from that bottomless pit in your stomach that you feel just rumbling up, that you saying, I know I'm gonna fail. Change the narrative. I know we gonna get through this. I know what I'm doing with this. I'm gonna change this right now. Keep telling yourself. On the fourth day, you tell yourself, you gonna notice something. How many times we got? How many ties we got? 4 days. I know that I'm going to succeed. I know that I'm going to get somewhere. I know I have a purpose. I know that I'm going to succeed. I know that I'm going to get somewhere. I know I have a purpose. I know that I'm going to succeed. I know that I'm going to get somewhere. I know that I have a purpose. I know I'm going to succeed. I know I'm going to get somewhere. I know I got a purpose. Ooh. I ain't come here to play. There's a lot of y'all who have been waiting for the love that some people got, and you are bonding over the hurt. If it feels the same, if it runs the same, if it bleeds the same, that is trauma. A trauma soul tie, a trauma tie is toxic. How you gonna get rid of the trauma tie? It's gonna take years for you to get rid of yours. It takes 10 years to get rid of a trauma tie. I ain't talking about therapy. I'm talking about solely looking at yourself, forgiving yourself for something you had no control over, understanding that the situation that happened to you, and you have to reclaim that self. And when you reclaim that self, you have to apologize to the person that it happened to in that time. So if you talking to yourself at 25, you say your name and say, me at 25, I'm sorry. I was not able to protect you, but it won't my fault. You see, a lot of y'all don't know how to deal with trauma. Once it happened, you throw it away and you put it away. It is going to affect your children. It is going to affect every relationship. It is going to affect you financially, career-wise, educationally, everything. Why? Because trauma is the dark cloud that can dance in the air and on the ground. It's the tornado that keeps going. And it's the most biggest thing that soul ties run off of. You are not hard to love. You do not have to suffer to be worthy. You do not have to stay where you are not valued. What is your value? If somebody asks you what your value is, you tell them. For you asking, you are not worthy to know. Say it with me, queens. For you asking, you are not worthy to know. Why are you staying? Because the magician has put that wall up. That false wall has came up. That false wall of, I am your protector, yet the chaos is behind the fence. If you ever know anything about the Bible, Brother Grimm stories, true fairy tales, the chaos is outside the castle walls. If your chaos is in your courtyard need to be questioned. If you break yourself to keep them, you'll never be whole to begin with. If you got to keep breaking yourself down to keep somebody, if you got to get off your pedestal to reach somebody, if you need to dumb yourself down to be around somebody, if you got to change yourself to fit in with somebody, you are not being loved. You are being manipulated. Therefore, the soul tie is already there. Wake up and say it. In order to break a soul tie, it got to come out your mouth. Do you want it? Are you ready to get rid of it? Do you want to answer yourself? Are you awake? I'm going to tell you. Ready? Lie number 1. If I leave, I'll never find this kind of love again. What kind of love you want? You want a blackmail? You want you ain't good enough for something? You want to know what you can and you cannot do? You want to know where you can and cannot go? You want to be always told about something? You want somebody being in your phone at night? You can't even sleep right because your phone going off, and your phone going off because something completely innocent. You want people in your phone. You want people going around talking about their friends, all kind of. You want to buy girls and guys coming up to you, looking at you like you so sexy because everybody's telling your business. I ain't hear love. I did hear emotional blackmail. Lie number 2, they just need time to change. Ooh. Time doesn't just change people. Choices do. First of all, motherfuckers, you don't change, you transformate. They whispered out those Skittles, they coming. Lie number 3, but they love me. Love without respect, trust, and peace is not love. It's manipulation, dressed in pity words.
You got pretty words. Line number 4. I've invested too much to walk away now. Really? Huh. Because you keep paying for your mistakes just because you've spent a long time on making them. What you got to show? Let me see. Come on, show it to the screen right now. What you got to show? Come on, you out here, show me what you got. Other than your mistakes, you can tell me all about. Other than those mistakes, y'all can text me all about all times of night. Come on, show it to me. Show it to me. Show me you keep paying for your mistakes that you keep making because you invested in the wrong people. Show it to me. Now I'm about to say something that's going to start something. All them people around you that's investing in you and giving you what you actually need and you treating them like shit. Oh my God, there go them Skittles. We in the savage room. I'm going to tell you how Karma. Come on, Karma. Come on and be that bitch. Because Karma will submit to your ass. She going to tear everything you got right down. Show is. Karma going to submit to you. She going to submit to you, tear you all down, and laugh at you at the same time. While you investing in somebody else that don't give a damn about you. But the people who are investing into you and pouring into you, you are pouring chaos back into them. And while they getting chaos poured into them, you are making a toxic soul tie, keeping them down. But you letting somebody else get up because manipulation will always turn to shit in the end. Ooh, Chuck gonna say something to me because all I had was Skittles for the last 5 minutes, y'all. You heard the Skittles. Line number 5. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I need to try harder. You keep doing that. The little engine that could. You to convince yourself that you could so much that bitch you ain't got no more could in you. Ooh, did she just call us a bitch? You keep submitting to that man, to that magician, to that illusionist. Put the savage collar on. You want a collar on. Maybe it's my fault. I'll try hard. I'm going to tell you why I can go hard on this one. Because I've said this one. The baby whisperer herself has said this one. See, here's about accountability. I can be accountable for the things that I've done in my life. And I did this one. Maybe it's my fault. I'm going to try a little bit harder. I tried a little bit harder. Got us the $25 million that he gambled away in two days on a card game. $25 million deal. I'm not talking about Chuck. I'm talking because we all know that he get $25 million. He gonna run with the pinch. But we're not talking about him. We talking about my ex-husband. We've been to Dubai, Italy, Seoul, Japan, Brazil, Mexico, England, Germany, Russia, Croatia. I can keep going. I convinced myself that if I treat him the way he need to be treated, I can convince him to change. This was get me all tore up. Because in the end, I realized that the time that I spent trying to convince myself to convince him, I could have been divorced 5 years earlier and probably way better off. I don't even know it probably. I know way better off. Why you convincing yourself that this person is going to do something if you work harder? All that hard work you working for his side bitch. And if you his side bitch, I hate to tell you, why that wife, why that woman, that his main woman is working hard, all that manipulation that's coming to you is going to make you have a toxic soul tie. So he is catching all of y'all in his web. And just because you dating a girl don't mean this change. It just means the person looks change. For those of y'all who run around here and saying, I can get this person to change, I bet you $2. I bet you $2. Everybody got $2, right? I bet you $2. I take EBT. I bet you $2.
That by the time that you convince that person to change, my son will be graduated from law school. And he a senior now. What's that say? Probably his kids will be graduated from high school too. What's that say? You can't convince a magician and illusionist to change. They have convinced themselves that they are invincible to what is called the spell words. You know how we gonna spell something? That's when you talk words out your mouth. Now I'm gonna laugh at this, because I done told you, why you so damn constructed that you not gonna walk away, why you know it's killing you, but you gotta stay. I'm gonna tell you that soul tie has got all your potential and your re-up and your level up and your comeback sitting in it, festering for the next person that they meet. Did that make y'all get up and say, oh, hell no? For those of y'all who keep trying to have children with people who have a soul tie with you, your child will be stillborn. I'm not speaking a curse on nobody. I'm going to tell you why. Because half of those guys are using you for something else. See, while we running around here yelling, we'll never be a part of that. You are sleeping with people, not knowing what they doing with things. You are going eating people food, ingesting things, and while they still talking words and spelling into your food and into places, you are ignorantly opening yourself up to things that is going to hit you. And I don't know who I just hit, but I'm going to tell you how you break it is speak the lies. Call them out. You're not asking for an explanation. You are declaring your victory. The physical grip. They're going to tell you about the good memories. They're going to rewrite the story to say, at the end, this is what's going to happen. The physical grip is going to start to go. And then they're going to start and get you the best thing to tell if you in a soul tie and a toxic one. If they call you to argue with you, anger. See, about to say, why are you so angry? I ain't angry right now. My God, y'all don't want to see me angry. I ain't angry. That rage you feel is starting to make some of y'all tingle. You're going to be like Michael Jackson, hee. Because you are emotionally dependent on someone else's feelings. Therefore, they are the only ones that can unite something in you. If you do not break that addiction that has stolen your identity. Oh, you done hit me hard. I ain't hit you hard enough yet. The biochemical bonding is the physical intimacy that you feel like is love when you just an afterthought. I got a question. This is a question my grandmama used to say to us. When he done and you done, do y'all cuddle? Do y'all talk? Do y'all have a conversation? Are y'all laughing? Because if somebody is asleep and going about their business, or somebody ain't, even if they're asleep, cuddled up next to you and still touching you, you are an afterthought of the actual thought. I think that's enough said right now. I ain't even got to go no far, because, YouTube going to be like, ooh, they going to go through it like a fine-tooth comb. We black people, they going to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And while we talking about chemicals, let's talk about the spiritual entanglement. I'm about to go there with half of y'all. Let me let y'all know something, just real quick. If your soul tie is forged with pain, trauma, or deception, it will blind you to the logic that you can't break something. But your spiritual entanglement is that your soul tie has been entangled with other people. Then they never broke that soul tie. There are two entanglement soul ties that can cost you your life. The first one is the succubus soul tie. Trying not to go there. I'm trying to be good. The succubus soul tie is when a female is nothing but chaotic and she is selfish and she has selfishly dug herself into a man who is caring and giving, and she is pulling on every negative notation to feel wanted because she needs that rage. I.e., people, lust and rage has the same chemical bond. I'ma leave it there. Now we getting geeky on you. You said I was mean. You said I was spitting Skittles. Now I'm gonna get some geek stuff on you. Let me throw some church in there. The Harlems, the whores, whatever you want to call them. I like to call them classy working women because they making paychecks and half of these other people ain't. They doing it for free. That's not the point. Whatever your profession is, when you have that, when you lay down with more than one person and you connect with a succubus, that succubus will continuously pull on you until you physically and mentally cleanse yourself from that soul tie. Y'all trying to say, well, baby, you ain't tell what the hell is she talking about? I'm a hop right into 2 because 2 gonna tell it to you. The biggest and spiritual entanglement, the second one that kills everybody, is the romantic one. You don't know what love is. Love does not look like, I can't even say a rap video no more because I put in rap and they give me heavy metal. Does everybody else do that? Anyway, that's not the point. It does not look like a TV show. You don't need chaos in your life 24/7 for you to have a great relationship with your significant other. And your significant other should not be in the closet with nobody else. Here's the problem that we have when it says relationship. The word that we spell out means that we are going to entangle ourselves with one other person. And this entanglement is supposed to lead to marriage. The problem that we have is relationship is used for every damn thing. Your side chick, your dude in the closet, your dude down the street, the dude that you messing with, his best friend you messing with. The entanglement is wrapped up in everything. And what you are bringing back to him that's making him so unwanted is the rage that they know they can't have you. You see, when you go out there and you cheat on your significant other, you figuring it out, how the hell they can tell? You figuring out something ain't right here. You trying to figure it out. The person that you with have given themselves over to you, and you have now been touched by a person who is nothing but chaotic and disrupted. Because spiritual connections, when they true, they in line with each other. I.e., I knew my husband was cheating. I.e., I knew my wife was cheating. I.e., I knew I had something tell me. Something told you because you actually opened yourself up to somebody. So how you get rid of it? You might want to wait for part 3 because I ain't going to go there. I'm going to tell you this, though. That rage that you feel, that you get into a thing when you blinded by love, that's not blinded by love. You blinded by the power of deception. The manipulation has gotten to the one person that it has been overthrown because you can't pour back into yourself. You are exhausted with somebody else's hatred. They ain't fall out of love with you. They were never in love with you. They were in lust with you. You were a situation where it was comfortable and therefore they were safe. And now that you know the truth because you said the truth because you spelled it out, they can't even hide behind the blinders. When you say something, see something. They don't like when you talk. Why do you think most witches talk a lot? Why do you think pastors talk a lot? Some of y'all say, your things go on forever. I talk a lot and y'all still don't listen a lot. Because I'm not speaking negative notions. Negative notions don't get to dopamine. And dopamine is what half of y'all crave because in your relationships, all you got is manipulation. Ooh. Cutting the people off ain't gonna help you. Say it with me. Name it. Y'all remember that song? Name it and claim it. You remember that song? It's yours. You remember that song? Stop calling it what it's not. Stop calling it what it's not. Stop calling it love. It's really control. Stop calling it chemistry. It's really trauma bonding. Stop calling it fate. It's a cycle you refuse to break. Here's my assignment. It's season 2. Here's my assignment for all y'all who have soul ties. Here is a Savage Room assignment. Write down exactly what this soul tie is costing you. What is it costing you? Is it your peace, your self-worth, your future? Put it in black and white. No more denial. I want you to write it down. I don't want you to read it. What is it costing you? Destroying it for good, you got to burn that bridge. For real this time. No more last conversations. No more closure sex. No more just checking in texts. Because the moment you let them back in, you remind them why they had you so long. And it's going to go right back to the beginning. Leave it alone. Now here's this side. So y'all got to pay attention. I'm giving you, every time I'm telling you how to truly break it, I want you to keep up with the savage assignments. Block them. Delete the photos. Throw out the gifts. Burn the love letters. Erase their receipts. Create a funeral for the person you have used to be when you were with them. That person is dead and gone. Number 3, rewire the addiction. Your body has to detox too. I want you to listen real close to this one. Your brain and your body have been conditioned to crave this person. This is why you feel withdrawal. This is why you just keep justifying the pain, the fix. Stay busy. Keep your hands, mind, and spirit too full out of reach of the past. Replace the emotional high with something real. Therapy, movement, purpose. Every time you want to go back, remind yourself what it costs you. Pull that ladder out. Pull it out. You're not missing out on love. You're escaping from bondage. You're not missing out on love. You are escaping from bondage. See them chains breaking? See them breaking. Speak the release. We all got to learn this one because words hold power. You don't just think your way out of a soul tie. You speak your way out of a soul tie. Say it loud. Declare your release. Because when you start speaking life over yourself, the chains have no choice to break. I release every tie that no longer serves my growth. I reclaim my power. I am no longer bound to the past. I release every tie that no longer serves my growth. I reclaim my power, and I am no longer bound to the past. You don't need their violation to be free. You just need to believe that you deserve it and your own validation to be free. Number 5, do the inner work. Or you repeat the pattern. Soul ties is not just a symptom. It's a real disease. It's whatever you made to cling to them in the first place. So be real with yourself. Come on here, listen to this. If you ain't heard nothing in this whole thing, are you afraid of being alone? Do they validate the wound that was already there? are you running from healing by running back to them? Until you face what's inside you, you'll keep attracting the same pain, just with a different name and a different face. Healing is not about fixing them. It's about fixing the part of you that let them in. It's about fixing the part of you that let them in. You see, every day that we turn around and we look at ourselves and we say, I'm going to break this soul tie, I'm going to get rid of this person, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and then you walk out and you finally get the courage to get rid of them and leave them, and then you turn around and you wondering, why does this person have the same trait? You just ain't see it yet. But it's going to come a time when they're going to let that wall down. The walls of Jericho go crashing down. And the boundaries cross. And when the boundaries cross, every secret you are hiding from a person you have manipulated is going to see them. That's why they say break every chain. Speak it. Know it. Understand it. Heal from it. Let it go. They're going to come back and text you. Burn the damn bridge. You don't want to keep it open. Don't even make a glass bridge. Listen, if you got kids with this person, I want you to do me a favor. Just because you burn the emotional tie and the physical tie to your baby daddy don't mean that you don't love your child. That has nothing to do with your child. They tell you that divorce is not a good place for you to be. I want you to ask that person if they would deal with the same situation you dealing with. I had a whole Catholic church tell me that I was going straight to hell for divorcing a man who was not even in the marriage in the beginning. I told myself I failed that. I failed myself. I didn't fail him. Now, I'm not a very good person to be around in certain spots. Yeah, I got my things. I got to. We all got them things. But, and sometimes my anger can get to a point where it is overwhelming. Sometimes I can turn around and I can say things and I can be heartless. Sometimes I can walk to you and say, I need, and forget that you need too. I will do that half the time because most of the time I'm out there giving to people who I gotta knock them in the head before they can listen to me. But when I'm telling you something, and I gotta get angry to release that dopamine in you. This is not me trying to manipulate you to hearing something. My words that I speak out my mouth is powerful enough. If you've been listening to me and you got a soul tie, it is going to break when you watch this video because nobody deserves to be in any bondage they did not ask for. And if you ask for something, it is not a bondage, it's a connection. You can get out of a connection easy. In a bondage, you have to unravel yourself. Stop putting yourself in these positions for people that you think gonna change and be what you want. If they don't have the baseline of what you need, then you don't need it. And you need to learn how to boss up. Where my queen bees at? I ain't looking for no bitches. Ain't nobody gonna submit to nobody. And the only collar around your neck got your name on it that you brought yourself. Where my queen bees at? You gonna have to learn how to speak life back into yourself. Nobody gonna teach you more than you. Nobody gonna pick you up more than you. And if you can't understand right now that in all the things we do in the Savage Room, I teach you how to get you out of this situation. Because the only person that can take credit for your courtyard is you. Many people say, baby, listen, I don't like the way you speak. I don't like the way you talk. When I'm going to wake you up. What is the point of me being up here without waking you up? if anything that you heard tonight, I need you to speak it into yourself. Tell yourself, I am not my past, I am my present. Honor yourself. I have been through a journey that I have created, but now I have changed the path. Crown yourself. I am a queen. No matter how many chains you put on me, they break when I say. This is Soul Ties number 2. We in the Savage Room. And I hope you enjoy everything that we have brought to you today. If you whisper, you will hear me.
I guess so. Let's go with this. I have had a lot of Skittles. Matter of fact, I think I got some gummy Skittles somewhere. Anyway, that's not the point. I've had a lot of Skittles. You have prayed and cussed people out.
I did not cuss one person.
We have made people angry. And now we're at the conclusion. And I'm not going to conclude Soul Ties like we normally do, because there is going to be a part 3. But it ain't going to be no time soon. And I think basically, I don't know, conclude this out. I don't, I'm tired. I mean, normally this would be a time when people ask questions. So everybody trying to see, like, how is this going to change? I'm not going to put undisclosed people on the tape. So before y'all want to ask that question, who is in the audience is in the audience. It's none of your damn business.
And
Ooh, I mean.
they're y'all's questions after we do these. Then we get back to
So
that.
when y'all see us doing stuff, walking around looking at the people and doing everything, it's none of y'all business. Y'all know that we always do stuff. I think I want to conclude y'all because the video will play over and over and over and over and over again. These situations are hard for us because all hell breaks loose when we record. Always.
Didn't I have a thing over there?
No?
I thought I had a thing over there for this.
You did, but I'm not going on that because I went completely to the left when I ended. So, you know, everybody was looking like, oh shit. I mean, ooh.
Look, so
Listen, I'm tired.
we gonna do something. What we doing then? We just going off the cuff.
I mean, the major question that everybody had was, in breaking the soul tie, can you get pulled back into it? Yes. I went through that. He went through that. I think we went through that in our Savage chats. So I don't know what to tell people because people keep falling for the same
Here's
thing.
the thing. People like to leave themselves and their presence and their things lingering so that they can more easily activate a soul tie. And I think that sometimes when we decide we want to cut ties, we need to cut ties completely.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so like, that's like, remember, okay, so I had at one point my ex-wife tell me she didn't want to be connected to me in any way, in any way at all. And at the time, I didn't know it then, but that was a tactic. Because with all the stuff that she was saying later on, once I decided that, yeah, cutting ties completely is the thing to do, it was crazy.
By the way, you can't be a home wrecker if you a business partner and a best friend and y'all just built 2 homes. How you a home wrecker? And y'all not married. Anyway, that's not the
Chill
point.
out.
Anyway.
So,
Or he can't stole somebody.
I'm using this for an example because I always can go off of experience because I've lived through some hellish times and things and experiences. So a lot of times when I be talking, I'm just straight up telling you because it's off of my own experience. You know what I'm saying? I learned life through my own
Are
experience.
they addicted to chaos?
A lot of people are, and sometimes you got to look at yourself. Like I said, you got these questions. Right, you got these questions,
All right.
and listen, just wait. But listen, you need to answer some questions, right? You need to ask yourself them serious questions I was telling y'all about, and you need to answer them honestly. Write down the question. Go back and watch the video. Write down the question, and then after you write all the questions down, then go back and answer them in writing. Even if you got to write them down in black ink and then answer them in blue ink.
Actually, we do have a little book that comes that is going to be on sale. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a little book, and I'm not gonna tell you how much it is because y'all cheap, but I think for that price, and you getting rid of people who are costing you thousands of dollars.
Invaluable.
And time, I don't think you guys are gonna have a problem with it. But we do have a book. But to see what he said and the questions, and I gave you an assignment to do, and I didn't know he gave you questions. I was paying attention and not paying attention. You see us yawning now. This has been a long day. So, I have a question for you, Joe Chuck. For the guys who are bonding these soul ties and triggering, what do you say to them?
I find it hard to speak to non-men.
Ooh.
So, you know, I hate dealing with. Listen, be a man. Stand on your own 2 feet. Use the talent God gave you. Use the brain God gave you. Use the back God gave you.
And be a man.
And just be a man.
Which leads us to something. Where does it lead us?
We going from soul ties. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. What happened?
A lot of us need to knock down the wall.
We about to go into the walls. Is that Savage Room next? We got a surprise.
Next, said the barbershop man.
We got a next one. But in the end of this soul ties, if y'all didn't learn something from this one, please go back to our page, wherever you are. If you on TikTok, go over to the YouTube page. If you're on YouTube, scroll down. If you're on, what's the people called? Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you could actually see it. It's the first soul tie. No, you don't see this chocolate man here, but you see me. And apparently I was angry. Apparently I was still angry because some of y'all just can't hear. You need that dopamine. Why are you laughing?
Ooh,
you need that dopamine.
Look, y'all, I tried to help save y'all a little bit, but she just cut me out of the first one. Like, nah, they got to get it.
I did not cut you out the first one.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Listen, I was cut short at the knees. I gotta get him. You can't save him, I gotta get him.
By the way, for those of y'all who gonna come in my comments and tell me how I'm mistreating this man, you better mind your damn business. Anyway, so at the end of this,
I ain't gonna do you like that this time. I wasn't gonna ask for help and all that stuff.
What?
Because people be taking it serious. I be playing. They be
No,
acting
boy,
like,
don't be. I mean,
no, boy, nigga, I'm your age plus. Listen, y'all. These people.
Okay, I'm
wait,
about
just
to
let me
punch.
say this, because for real, seriously, all jokes aside, for real. These people, right, who use these soul ties and who want to keep you tied down, tied up, and tied away. You understand? These people need to be dealt with, you know what I'm saying, expeditiously. You understand? They need to be dealt with immediately. And you don't need to wait. You need to get this work in, you need to get this work done, and you need to not procrastinate and waste time on yourself. Because the longer you spend under these soul ties, the more it's costing you your life.
How do you break a spell with an affirmation? Stop spelling out this chaos and stop declaring what it is. If we ever notice, a Bible verse is a declaration and a statement.
It's not a
question.
That's crazy, because like if you just learn, listen, man, the word of God is there for a reason. They can make all the acronyms say that. The Bible is basic instructions before leaving Earth and all that stuff. Listen. The worlds were framed and created by Word of God. And so therefore, if you want your world to be something different, if you want to reframe your world, if you want to recreate yourself, use that word.
Speak it.
The most powerful word there is. Use that word. Speak that word into and over your life daily, and you can change a lot of things. You can change in here, and then it'll change out there. Because the physical world you see and live in is just the child of the parent world, which is the physical existence. The spiritual existence. The spirit world is the parent world to the physical world. So you have to go into the spirit realm and make some things happen and move and set up foundations so that you can have the world you want to live in. Stop playing with yourself and get it done.
And with that said, I am a queen. He is a king. And we is the movement. Let us move our asses on out of here. Sorry, this is
Anyway, all right. Listen, you all know we love y'all. Thank y'all for participating. Love yourselves.
Please do
Stay
not
in the
leave
movement.
comments that you don't want to hear a rude comment back. Please show the queendomship. Go over to the Patreon page that is probably not set up correctly for this month because it's been a long month. And check out our website. Check out our website.
Right.
That will be up today.
And what's with the
We have
yeah.
It's going to be in the website. We have a new
Yeah.
store that's in the Savage Room website.
There's that too. I was talking about the general app though, but okay.
So, y'all know what to do. This time, don't whisper. We in the Savage Room. Nigga, you better roar. I mean, ooh. Just
See,
kill
when you
him.
whisper, we'll hear you, but when you roar, the world will hear you.
I ain't even. Ooh, I like
Pay
that.
attention.
Let-
All right, let's go.
Ready, we out.
Play my heart like a worn-out record. Needle skips and here comes this sorrow. Your love felt sweet, but now it's shattered. Left with echoes I can't follow. Tears and whispers in the midnight air. Promises faded like fading shadows. You were the light, but now you're nowhere. Dancing alone in empty meadows. Heartstrings unraveled, soul undone. Lost in the night, searching for dawn. Picking up pieces one by one. Find a new beat and carry on. I wear my heartache like an old coat, stitched with dreams torn at the seams. I'll gather strength from every note, make a new tune out of my dreams. Gone are the days of being downcast. Time to rise with the morning sun. With every step away from.
I mean, you grumpy because of everything that went on. Like, it's just the torture of
I'm just
recording.
tired of dealing with racist pieces of crap. It's always
Even in America.
in the way.
Trucking dreams, now schemes grow strong. Plant seeds, hustle hard, no facade. We cream of the crop, take heed. Fight the odds, build squad, shine bright, break free. In the ring, hear the ding, it's our time.